Dixon will now lead us in the Little League pledge.
Hello everybody and welcome to beautiful Jerebeck Park here in Scripps Ranch, California. This is the 2006 AAA World Series. We've got the Dodgers and White Sox going head to head. I'm Scott Hall with George Langevin Video Productions. And boy, do we have just an absolutely amazing game today, folks. The Dodgers are the away team, so they're going to be hitting first. Jacob DeLong is the leadoff guy for him. Ryan Merrill is following David LeBaron. He's the number 3 hitter. Kevin Chambers is in cleanup. John McCallum, he's after Kevin. Now Cody Avila, August McKenzie, Tyler Matheson, Ryan King, Alec Matthews right away. Jacob DeLong swinging first pitch, gets by the infield, rounds first, checks the ball, back to first. So the Dodgers right away, very, very aggressive. Jacob DeLong on base, nobody out. Here in the top half of the first inning of this 2006 AAA Championship Series. Ryan Merrill now steps into the batter's box. Now DeLong being a leadoff hitter, you can imagine he's probably got quite a bit of wheels underneath him. So keep your eye out on DeLong, sitting there on first, just waiting for any pass balls. You can see how aggressive he is when he jumps off the bag. They're anticipating a hit, anticipating a pass ball. There's a hot shot to the shortstop, looking to turn 2. 6-4, no 3 to turn out the double play, so that's 1 out here, fielder's choice. So number 3 hitter David LeBaron steps into the box. Merrill on second base. LeBaron at the plate, the big, heavy right-handed hitter, takes strike 1. And there's a hot shot to deep right field. That ball's off the wall. Here comes a throw to the cutoff man. He's there as Ryan Merrill rounds second and sits on third. David LeBaron hits a double. And the White Sox look like they're getting into a little bit of a jam here in the top half of the first inning. Kevin Chambers now, their cleanup hitter, with 2 ducks on the pond, takes a big hack. Strike 1 to Kevin Chambers. LeBaron on second, Merrill on third. Here's the pitch, low and in the dirt, evens up the count, 1-1. There's the windup and the pitch, foul ball, strike 2. So Kevin Chambers deep in the count now, a little behind, 1 ball, 2 strikes. He's going to be protecting the plate just a little bit, but you know, if Kevin Chambers is like the prototypical number 4 hitter, he'll be taking a big swing, and he does. This ball's in the gap. This is at the wall. This will score 2. It'll just be a matter of how far Chambers will get as he slides into second base. That's a 2 RBI double for Kevin Chambers. The Dodgers take an early 2-0 lead here in the top half of the first inning. Well, we'd like to give some credit to the White Sox outfielders. They're doing a great job of getting that ball in as quick as possible. There's a pop fly to third base in foul territory. He makes the grab, so John McCallum makes a second out of the inning. Cody Avila, wearing number 10, will step into the box. Cody, a very strong right-handed hitter, comes to the plate with Kevin Chambers sitting on second base. There's the pitch, high and inside. Chambers on second base thought about going to third for a moment, but that ball kind of curled around the backside of the dugout, right back into the catcher's glove. So wisely, he stayed on second base. There's no point in making a third out, trying to advance to third. A big swing and a miss by Cody Avila. Yeah, if Kevin Chambers decided to go to third, it really wouldn't make any difference because if there's a single ball in the outfield, Chambers will probably score regardless. So it really doesn't matter whether he's on second or third base. And Cody Avila in there taking his hacks and watching a few balls go by. There's a pitch high and inside, knocks him down. Look out, folks, that's a little chin music in there. Cody Avila gingerly steps back in the box. I think now he's a little mad. He says, "Throw me a pitch," as he watches that strike go by. So here we are in the top half of the first. Dodgers already with a quick 2-0 lead over the White Sox. There's the delivery and the pitch just outside. An excellent at-bat by Cody Avila, very patient in the box. So runners on first and second. White Sox have a force play now at any base with 2 outs. All they need to do is get the ground ball, strikeout, fly ball here, and they're out of this inning. And they can start to do their own damage. But August McKenzie will have something else to say about that. It looks like Thatcher Demko on the mound. Threw a little breaking ball in there. Got McKenzie to back off the plate. It might be a very good setup pitch for him if he comes back high and inside with a fastball. Chose to go low and away for ball 2. So Demko on the mound, really working hard here. There's the windup and the pitch, and it's a short chopper just foul down the third base line. The White Sox outfield looks like they're playing in just a little. They want to make sure that if there's a ground ball that gets through the middle, that the runner's not going to score. Got the center fielder playing up almost on the dirt. There's the pitch from Demko. Swing and a miss by McKenzie. That's strike 3 and the third out of the inning, but not before the Dodgers move ahead 2-0 here in the first inning of the 2006 AAA World Series. Stay with us, folks. We'll be right back. Welcome back, folks, to the bottom half of the first inning here. Leading off this inning for the White Sox is Aryan Jafari, followed by Brandon Supranat and Jared Clark. Thatcher Demko following in the cleanup hole. So Jafari steps into the box. Yeah, Jacob DeLong on the mound. I was watching, actually it's Merrill on the mound, Ryan Merrill. I was watching Merrill warm up just a little bit prior to the game. He was actually throwing some pretty mean strikes in there. He's got a few pitches to work with, and but he was hitting his spots and throwing some pretty good fastballs in there during warm-ups. He was nice and loose, nice and relaxed. Although it looks like maybe a little bit of nerves coming out here for the championship game. He starts off Jafari here with 3 balls. We'll see how he reacts here. Number 2, Merrill, Ryan Merrill here on the bump today. And that's 4 straight balls for ball 4. So the White Sox start out with a walk. They say that around 80% of leadoff walks score. So we'll see if that statistic remains true. So Braden Supranat steps into the box as Merrill throws his first strike of the game. Jafari on first. Again, another leadoff guy on first base. Chances are he's got some pretty good wheels. He's pretty quick over there, so keep an eye out on Jafari on first for any pass balls or balls hitting the gap. We should really keep a close eye on him. There's a ground chopper to the second baseman. Tries to get the lead runner. Not in time. He's safe. That'll be a fielder's choice by Braden Supranat. Jared Clark now, the 3-hole hitter, comes on board with Two runners, first and second here. One runner in scoring position. Number 3 hitter sitting way back in the box. There's a line shot to the second baseman over to first. And he's out of there. And if you're scoring that one at home, folks, that's an L4-3 for a double play. So quickly, the Dodgers, who are in a bit of trouble, now are left with 2 outs. Runner on second. White Sox Thatcher Demko at the plate. There's a hard chopper to first, right in the mid of McKenzie, and that'll do it for the White Sox for the first inning. This is Scott Hall with a George Langevin video production here. We're coming back right at you with this top half of the second inning. Dodgers ahead 2-0. Stay with us. Welcome back, folks, to the top half of the second inning. Thatcher Demko still on the mound for the White Sox as he manages to throw a low outside strike there. That must have really painted the black on Taylor Matheson. Matheson wearing number 7 today. So the Dodgers took a 2-0 lead early on in the first inning. And the White Sox had a 2 runners on before a real rally killer double play quieted them in the bottom half of the first. Here's a hard chopper to short. That skinned infield creates some pretty funny hops as that ball just went right over the mitt of the White Sox shortstop. So a single for Taylor Matheson. Ryan King now comes to bat. King with one of the smaller strike zones. I'm sure he's a very patient hitter. You got Taylor Matheson sitting on first as King takes ball 1. Matheson taking a very aggressive lead off first base. Thatcher Demko in his set. There's the pitch. Just outside, ball 1. So King takes a strike there with Matheson on first. Got a beautiful day here for a championship ball game. Sun's out, clouds burnt off. We've got an amazing ball game here this afternoon at beautiful Jerebeck Park in Scripps Ranch, California. Demko with a hard inside fastball strikes out Ryan King swinging for the first out of the second inning. Alec Matthews now steps into the box. Matthews wearing number 6. We've got the leadoff hitter Jacob DeLong on deck. Matheson with a delayed steal way out there, and he's in safe. Matheson wisely stays on second base. That was an excellent delayed steal. He waited till the catcher almost threw the ball back to the pitcher, took a big lead, and then took off. There's some Major League Baseball players out there that don't even know how to do that. So Alec Matthews now is a runner in scoring position. Demko missing just inside. So Matthews a little ahead of the count here. He's looking for a pitch that he can really hit. I think that was it, but he took a big swing on it. Swung right through it, caught nothing but air. For him, he's got one more strike left in him, so Matthews grinds his way back in the box. Takes strike 3. That's the second out of the inning. Now hitting number 2, Jacob DeLong, the leadoff hitter who got a single back in the first inning. He was one of the first guys on the Dodgers to get a hit. There's a line shot up the middle. The coach is sending him. He's rounding third. He's heading home. The run scores. DeLong is out on second, but the run will absolutely score. The reason why is the run scored before the out was actually made. So Jacob DeLong, trying for a double there, gets caught halfway down the line, but not before Taylor Matheson was able to round third and score. Dodgers lead, coming back at you. Stay with us, we'll be right back. Here we are in the bottom half of the second inning. Ryan Merrill still on the bump for the Dodgers. There's a hot shot over to the hot corner. Throws not in time. Spencer Dixon with a single there to lead off the bottom half of the second inning. Tyler DeNosta now steps into the plate with Dixon over on first. So DeNosta with a small strike zone. First pitch high, ball one. Merrill with the windup. There's the pitch. DeNosta taken again. Dixon on first. Nobody out here. Bottom half of the second inning of the 2006 AAA World Series. Pass ball. There he goes. Dixon heading for second. Slides in. Safe. No throw. So DeNosta now's got a runner in scoring position with nobody out. Merrill's just, at this point, should try and just throw strikes. There it is. Strike two. Big swing and a foul ball by Taylor DeNosta. DeNosta, for the size that he is, he really has a powerful swing. A lot of times you see some of these smaller guys with just very, very powerful, compact swings. Think about the old ball players like Lenny Dykstra, a lot of good leadoff hitters, even Jimmy Rollins today from the Phillies. You know, they've all got these really tight, compact swings. It reminds me a lot of Taylor DeNosta right here. He's got an amazing compact swing. Look at this guy. There it is. Chops the two-strike pitch down the foul line, staying alive. And anytime he's got two strikes on him, you know he's just going to be protecting that plate. So anything close he'll probably be swinging at. DeNosta steps back in, looking for anything close here. Takes ball four. So DeNosta ends up on first base. Greg Seda now steps in. Seda comes in with two runners on, nobody out. Merrill fires strike one in there. It's so important for Merrill to get ahead in each count, in each batter. If pitchers can only just stay ahead of the hitters here by throwing that first pitch strike, they are so better off. So Merrill now bears down, chucks it in there for a second strike. So Seda now in the hole 0-2. He's protecting. There's an off-speed pitch that he drills to second base, over to first for the safe out. King probably had a chance for a double play there, but chose to take the safe out, and that'll be a fielder's choice, but advances the runners, Dinasta over to second, and Dixon all the way over to third. So 2 runners in scoring position, 1 out. Austin Steffen steps in the box. There's the pitch to Steffen. Big swing and a foul tip. I think Steffen wanted to drive home both runs with that swing. He definitely has a very good opportunity as 2 runners in scoring position here. 1 out. There's a little chopper down the first base line. That's fair. Tags him for the second out, but not before Spencer Dixon, with the speed that he has, scores. The game is now getting closer, guys. It's 3-1. Looks like Tyler Dinasta made his way over to third. So Eli Chris now at bat for the White Sox. Chris with a swing and a miss, foul tip. Merrill runs out, grabs the ball. Gives it a quick check to see if there's any scuffs on it. So Dinasta sitting over there on third. High and inside. Chris wisely backs out of the plate there. So the wind started to pick up a little bit. It's now blowing directly in from left center. So there's a hard chopper to shortstop in the hole. There's the throw. Gets him just in time. Bang, bang play by the shortstop of the Dodgers. That does it for the White Sox as we come right back at you. Dodgers lead, coming back at you, top of the third. Stay with us. So here we are, top of the third inning. And a big high chopper to second base. That's a 4-3 first out of the inning as Merrill, the pitcher, grounds out to the second baseman for the first out of the top of the third inning. Dodgers ahead 4-1. David LeBaron, who walked and scored back in the first inning, at bat now here in the top of the third. There's a hot shot to the first baseman as Clark makes a leaping grab. That should be on ESPN tonight, Web Gems. So 2 outs here, top half of the third. Kevin Chambers now, who doubled back in the first, was part of that big first inning. 3-run first, had a double and a few RBIs. So Demko on the hill, struggled a little bit in that first inning. Here's a ground ball to second, and yet again a 4-3 out. Second baseman's all alone out there. He could handle this field by himself. So that's 3 outs here. Dodgers still leading 3-1 as we head to the bottom half of the third. Stay with us. Tate Becker steps into the box, bottom half of the third. As Merrill really looks like he's nice and loose out there. He's firing that ball in there. He looks real relaxed out there now. He's got a little something extra on that fastball as Tate Becker backs out of the box. Merrill's done a nice job on the hill today. Started out a little rocky, but there's a hot shot down the line. He'll get extra bases out of that. Becker rounding first, heading for second. The ball skimming the line and going just wide of the outfield fence. So the rule on this play actually is, after originally thinking it's a ground rule double, it's not. What happens is, and apparently I think the umpires are going to have a little discussion about this. What I believe the umpire behind the plate says is that the runner will get an extra base from where the runner was by the time the ball crossed the plane of the fence. So if the runner was standing on second or at second base or past it, as the ball rolls past the fence, the runner will then be able to advance one more base to third. So that's where they stand right now. Tate Becker on third base. We'll call that a double with a out of play. So Brandon Falsetti now steps into the box. Falsetti with a hard chopper over to third. Runner from third taken off home. There's the out at first. Catcher can't hang on to the ball. And Tate Becker with a daring play here in the championship series early on in the third inning. Racing home. Score is now 3-2. There's actually a correction in the score. The Dodgers only have 3 runs. And the White Sox now with 2. This is a 1-run game, folks, here in the bottom half of the third. So Chris Winkler now at bat for the White Sox. Winkler taking ball 1. Merrill's really looking good on the hill right now. He's got a little something extra on his fastball, it looks like. He's geared up. I think he's realizing the importance of this game, and he's really coming into his own here. Winkler in the box. Sits back, takes a strike. 1 out, nobody on here for the White Sox. Looks like the coach is coming out with a rosin bag. Maybe the Merrill's hands are getting a little sweaty. Maybe a little nervous from the big game here, who knows? Or just the fact that the sun just came out moments ago and it's blistering hot out here. Either way, the rosin bag comes in handy. Here's Merrill with the pitch. Big swing and a miss by Chris Winkler. That's strike 2. Look at that breaking ball. Got him swinging. Strike 3. That's the second out of the inning, bottom half of the third. Leadoff hitter Aryan Jafari back in the box. Jafari walked back in the first. Ended up moving to second on a pass ball. Jafari takes strike 1. That one was right above the shoelaces, but it looks like the ump's got a little better angle on the ball than we do. Jafari, I don't think he was too happy with that call. Merrill takes a little something off that pitch. Ends up coming in high. So a 1-1 count to Jafari. 3-2 Dodgers lead here, bottom half of the third. Like Merrill tried to aim that ball, throw it a little too hard maybe, as he falls behind. 2 balls and a strike. Nobody on, 2 outs here, bottom half of the third. Merrill missing high and inside. Jafari ducking out of the way. Ball 4 again for Aryan Jafari. Jafari, a master at walking here. 2 outs now, Braden Supranant. Enters the box. Braden, once again, a small, compact swing, small strike zone. He actually hit into a fielder's choice back in the first inning. So Jafari, keep an eye on him on first base for any pass balls or any opportunities to advance with 2 outs here. Looks like the coach may have given the signal just to hang out. Just be careful over there. Don't look for anything too aggressive here with 2 outs. Ball in the dirt. Jafari hopping off first base. Taking a second look over there. Always looking ahead. I like the aggressiveness of Jafari over there. Always looking to take that extra base. That aggressive base running is extremely good, especially at this age. As Supernat takes another pitch for a ball. "3-2 Dodgers lead here. White Sox making a comeback. 1 run so far in the third. As Braden walks, so that's 2 walks in a row for Merrill there. 2 very tough hitters, though. They both have fairly small strike zones, quick, compact swings, easy to fight off pitches. But here we go, 2 runners on. Number 3 hitter Jared Clark at bat. The big first baseman takes strike 1. Clark grounded out to the second baseman back in the first inning. He has a chance here with 2 runners on. Hit the ball in the outfield. He's got a chance for an RBI, maybe 2. That runner on second base, so important right now. Look at Clark's stance. Waits back, hands up. Very, very nice stance. Clark a little surprised at that call. Umpire calls it a strike. Clark a little baffled by it, but now he's ready to swing. Keeps that bat head above the hands. Got a real nice weight transfer. Stays alive with that ball. It just barely fouled off. Looks like it was an off-speed, maybe a breaking ball by Merrill. And one of the reasons why Clark is able even just to foul that ball off is because he does such a great job of keeping his weight back. Fastball down the line. I believe I saw chalk. Looks like that was dirt. The umpire a little late in that call. I think he was a little baffled by it himself. But he's going to call that back as a foul ball. A very big break for the Dodgers, as that was going to be quite a few extra bases there for Clark. So a couple of real good setup pitches by Merrill. He went in fastball low and inside for a strike. Threw him an off-speed pitch, which Clark fouled off, and then a hard fastball outside corner. Changes speeds once again. That's Jared Clark going down on strikes for the 3rd out of the inning. A masterful pitching performance by Ryan Merrill of the Dodgers. We're coming right back here. Top half of the 4th coming up. Stay with us. Welcome back, folks. Dodgers ahead 3-2 here. Top half of the 4th inning. John McCallum leads us off for the Dodgers. Thatcher Demko still on the hill for the White Sox. McCallum with a big swing and a foul ball. Whenever the ball gets fouled directly back from the hitter's bat, always means he's right on that pitch. His timing is good. He's just missing it by about 1/8 of an inch. Looks like Demko changed speeds on him there and got him swinging and missing. That's strike 2. McCallum in the hole now with 2 strikes. Protect that plate there, Johnny boy. Got nobody on, nobody out here. There's a ball, evens up the count. Looks like both teams are getting their bullpens ready. We got Falsetti from the White Sox and DeLong from the Dodgers, both in the pen right now. As Demko fires strike 3 in there. So McCallum goes down on strikes for the first out. Of the top of the fourth, Cody Avila steps in the box. Avila walked back in the first inning. Couldn't get anything going after that as McKenzie struck out just thereafter. Avila back in the box. Demko on the hill, nobody on. One out here. Demko fires a breaking ball in there. Just on the inside corner for a strike. Demko's done a real nice job so far as well of changing speeds. Fires a fastball in there, gets him swinging. Good change of speeds by Thatcher Demko. 2 strikeouts here, top half of the fourth. That's 5 strikeouts for Thatcher Demko. August McKenzie now in the box. McKenzie struck out back in the first. McKenzie, one of Demko's 5 strikeouts. Demko again trying for that low outside corner, unsuccessful. As there's another ball. Slow off-speed pitch. He really slowed his arm down there. It almost looked like he was pushing the ball or aiming the ball. As he gets older, a couple of real good hitters will begin to pick up his arm speed on that pitch. But he comes back, fires a high fastball in there. Good change of speeds by Demko. Again, another real good fastball. His arm looks real loose right now. He is firing those fastballs in there. And August McKenzie can't seem to catch up to it. He's really throwing some heat out there on that mound. It's like he was climbing the ladder too. Started the first pitch out about belt high, second pitch about letters high, and McKenzie fouled them both off. Tried to get him to chase another high one. That ball's right down the middle. Demko over, catches a ball, foul territory, pop fly, unassisted. Third out, gets him 1, 2, and 3. White Sox coming at you. Bottom half of the fourth coming up. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the bottom half of the fourth inning. We got a pitching change for the Dodgers. DeLong gets the nod now on the hill. DeLong has a very interesting pitching motion. He almost looks like a catcher the way he brings the ball out of his glove, has kind of a short, quick arm action there. But he can really sling that ball in there. I was watching him warm up, and he was firing that ball in there, had some decent heat behind his pitches. There's a high fly ball. Left fielder comes in out of nowhere, gets Thatcher Demko. You're marking that one down, scoring it home as an F7. Dodgers left fielder, playing shallow as it is, came in. It really seemed like out of nowhere. Spencer Dixon up next, Taylor Dinasta on deck. DeLong fires strike 2 in there. DeLong really looking good here. Starting out very, very strong. Throwing lots of strikes. That's what pitching's all about. A hot shot back to DeLong. DeLong over to first after it's off his glove. Fires it in there. That's the second out of the inning. Taylor Dinasta up next, walked back in the second inning. DeLong right now doing what a pitcher should be doing, that's throwing strikes. The small strike zone of Dinasta doesn't mean much to DeLong. DeLong just all over it now. I don't think this guy's even thrown a ball yet. Jacob DeLong on the hill, firing strike after strike. Strike three. 1, 2, 3. Taylor Dinasta goes down. That's the bottom half of the fourth. Jacob DeLong looking like Roger Clemens out there. Holy smokes. This guy's on fire. Stay with us, folks. This game's not over yet. 3-2 Dodgers. We're coming back with the top half of the fifth. Stay with us. Welcome back, folks. Top half of the fifth. Taylor Matheson leading things off for the Dodgers. Dodgers still leading 3-2 here, as Thatcher Demko still on the hill for the White Sox. Demko really starting to settle into his own. Last 2 or 3 innings have been very, very sharp. A shaky first inning. Second inning did very well. Third inning settled into his own 1-2-3. And the fourth inning again 1-2-3. So Demko really settling in. I think starting to feel very comfortable out here. The nerves may have gotten to him that first inning, but here we are, top half of the fifth, and he is looking sharp on that hill. Matheson with a high chopper over to short, in and out of the glove of Dinasta. That's a tough play to pick out of your shoelaces there, so Matheson ends up on first base. So Ryan King now comes to bat with Matheson on first. Matheson trying for second. Big looping throw down there, unable to get him, so Matheson gets on base with an error. Goes to second with a pass ball. Now he's in scoring position, nobody out. And the big hitter Ryan King up at bat. Demko misses high now. At this point, Demko really needs to stay focused. Like there was a potential of a balk there, but I guess time was not officially in play. King with a high fly ball just behind second base bag. The ball drops. And Matheson heads over to third. So an error from the second baseman. King winds up on first. Matheson on third. Alec Matthews at the plate. Demko on the hill. Here's the windup and the pitch. High and inside. There goes King off to second. No throw. He's there safely. Demko missing low. Alec Matthews in the plate, keeping relaxed, nice and smooth. He's got 2 runners in scoring position, nobody out here, top half of the fifth. Ground ball in the hole, off the glove of the third baseman. Runner on third, Matheson scores. Ryan King chooses wisely not to advance, so Matthews winds up on first. Well, this is probably not the way that Thatcher Demko thought the top half of the fifth inning was going to start out for him with 3 straight errors. That kind of help really doesn't help the White Sox cause here, as the Dodgers now take the lead 4-2. Demko doing everything he can at this point, throwing strikes, getting the ball over the plate. He just needs some backup here. Should have been a 1-2-3 inning already. There's a line shot up the middle over Dinasta's head. Here comes King rounding third, heading for home. No throw. King scores easily, making this a 5-2 game. So Jacob DeLong with a big single there. Ryan Merrill, the pitcher, now comes to bat. Matthews over on second base. 2 runs this inning. All unearned runs. Merrill is looking to hit that ball over the next field's fence, I think. A 1-1 count to Ryan Merrill. One runner on scoring position. Dodgers ahead 5-2 here, top half of the fifth. There's a hard shot right into the glove of the third baseman. As he makes his throw over to second, it actually hits the back of Matthews. Boy, Ryan Merrill really hit that ball hard. That's the way the cookies crumble, though, in baseball. You can hit the ball 380 feet sometimes, have it caught, and you can hit it 3 feet, and sometimes you're on first base. So that's the name of the game here in baseball. David LeBaron, who walked all the way back in the first inning. If you can remember that far ago, seems like an eternity. The Dodgers have just been masterful here so far, chipping away slowly at the White Sox. Still with 2 runners on, first and second. DeLong on first, Matthews on second. There's a line shot at the first baseman. It'll be a race to the bag as he takes it himself, but advances the runners. So Matthews now on third, DeLong on second. And there's 2 outs here, top half of the fifth. Kevin Chambers. Big Chambers steps in the box, looking to really close out here and do something big. He's got a couple of runners on second and third that I know he'd love to drive in. Taking ball 1, looked like Demko chose a first pitch off speed, missed low and outside. There's a big shot to deep center field. That ball is caught for the 3rd out of the inning. If you're scoring at home, folks, that's an F8. But not after 2 runs scored. Top half of the fifth, Dodgers lead 5-2. Stay with us, folks. We'll be back. White Sox up. Seda, Stefan, and Chris coming up at you next. Dodgers lead 5-2. Greg Seda at bat for the White Sox. So DeLong, I think he threw about 10 straight strikes there last inning. Back at it on the mound. DeLong once again getting ahead of the hitters. That's how it's done, folks, if you're watching at home. Strikes, strikes, strikes. That's what it's all about. So DeLong really fires one in there, misses just high to Greg Seda. Seda hit into a fielder's choice back in the second inning. A big foul ball there off the top of the cage. So DeLong back at it. You got the Dodgers outfield playing all in the dirt here, so they're really playing in on Greg Seda. So Greg Seda takes ball 4. And Austin Stefan steps to the plate. Stefan, fielder's choice back in the second inning. White Sox in a good position here. Leadoff man on, never hurts anybody. So DeLong, after walking a guy, after throwing strike after strike, now is behind Austin Stefan here. 1-0, bottom half of the fifth. There's a ground ball up the middle. They try for a potential play at second base, but the speedy Seda gets there just in time. So a single for Austin Stefan. Runners on first and second, nobody out here. Eli Chris now steps in. Chris grounded out to the shortstop back in the second inning. Takes strike 1. Coach for the White Sox giving his signals over there behind third base. There they go. Seda takes off, no throw going into third. Austin Steffen decided to stay at first base. Looks like the coach might send him here. And he takes off. No throw, first and third situation, wise idea. So Eli Chris here now has a real good chance for a couple RBIs. Runners on second and third, fights off that inside pitch. Great two-strike swing. That's how you have to do it. When you have 2 strikes on you, just fight off pitches if you can. DeLong back at it. Floats a curveball in there. And Chris way out on his front foot, strikes out for the first out of the inning. But not before we had a couple of stolen bases, runners on second and third. And Tate Becker, who hit a double back in the third inning, steps to the plate. Has a chance for a couple of ribbies here. Looks like the catcher's going to go out to the mound, have a little discussion about maybe signs and pitches and where he wants to throw the ball. Actually, it looks like there's a batting glove that was on DeLong's hand. I think maybe a coach or a player might have been distracted by it for whatever reason. They asked him to take it off, so the batting glove comes off. DeLong takes his time back on the mound, tying his shoe. A lot of times you'll see pitchers do that just to get refocused mentally. And Tate Becker back in the box here as we resume play. 5-2 Dodgers. DeLong fires a strike in there. Runners on second, third, 1 out. Desperately needs a pitcher's out here. What that means is something that is a strikeout or pop fly to the infield, something that will not advance the runners. Fires in strike 2. Tate Becker upset himself for not swinging at that pitch. But the great thing about baseball is you get 3 chances. So back in the box he goes. Becker nice and relaxed. Watches ball 1 go in there. DeLong just missing on that outside corner. He was trying to get him to go fishing there. Just trying to paint the black on that outside corner. A great 2-strike pitch. Looks like the catcher setting up a little high for that high heat. Fires it in there, strike 3. 2 outs now. Brandon Falsetti comes to the plate. So a tough break for both Chris and Becker with runners in scoring position, unable to advance them. It's in the hands of Brandon Falsetti. Falsetti was warming up just moments ago in the bullpen. We'll see if he comes in next inning or not. So with 2 outs here, bottom half of the 5th inning, runners on second and third. Dodgers play here is definitely at first base. There's a ground ball in the infield. They're looking for a pitcher's out, fly ball, ground ball to the infield, anything really that'll get this inning over with. This is the first jam that DeLong has been in. Nice off-speed pitch by DeLong. Gets Falsetti way out on his front foot for a strikeout. That's the 3rd out of the inning. DeLong gets out of his jam, keeps the Dodgers ahead 5-2 as we head into the top half of the 6th. We've got a real barn burner. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
That's the way to do it. The best thing my parents ever did.
Welcome back, folks. Top half of the 6th inning. John McCollum leads things off for the Dodgers, leading 5-2 here. Looked like the White Sox were to get something going there last inning. Had runners on second and third and nobody out. And DeLong wound up striking out the side, which for the White Sox is a big, big no-no. You get a runner on second and third with nobody out. Boy, you have got to get that runner in, at least one of them. So The Dodgers escape a narrow margin there. 5-2 now. McCollum with a hard chopper over to third. That ball's just wide as it hits the fence, and Jafari picks up the ball, throws it in just in time. McCollum winds up on second base. So the Dodgers really starting out strong here, top half of the sixth. They want to create a big margin here going into the last 2 innings, so the White Sox will get not only mentally frustrated, but maybe and possibly unable to come back if there's a 5 or 6 run lead. So new pitcher for the White Sox as well. It's Falsetti, the hard-throwing right-hander. He's a big guy out here, and he just chucks that ball in there hard. So Cody Avila, who walked and struck out so far, is 0 for 1 on the day. Falsetti on the hill. The big towering right-hander throws about 3/4 there, which creates a nice little tail on his fastball. So McCollum on second base, waiting to advance. Pass ball, there he goes. McCollum winds up on third. So McCollum showing off his speed out there. Advances to second on an error and then heads to third on a pass ball. Catcher scoops that one out. But it's ball 4, runner on first and third. We'll see if we have a stolen base here from Avila. See if they go ahead and send him. Looks like the coach is giving him signs. Gives him the nod. Looks like Avila will be taking off here. See if the White Sox decide to make the throw or hang on to it. And there goes Avila. They decide to make the throw. The scissors play as the second baseman comes way over and makes a cutoff there. Well done and very nicely executed by the White Sox. You don't see that too often. So well done there. But the runner, Cody Avila, advances to second. McKenzie now still at bat, got 2 runners in scoring position. Falsetti with the pitch, low and outside. I think Falsetti might just be getting a little shaken up there after the single with an error, pass ball, a walk. You know, these kind of things get to pitchers after a while. So Falsetti could be feeling the pressure. See how he reacts to it. Comes back to the low pitch. I tell you what, that's a real nice pitcher's pitch right there. That's the kind of pitch that you want to throw. Low and inside at the hitter's knees and ankles. No hitter's going to hit that ball very far. So Falsetti just bouncing the ball up there on the plate. He's fallen behind some hitters, which is dangerous territory for the White Sox, especially after trailing 5-2 here going into the 6th inning. Falsetti really needs to settle down, start throwing some strikes. He's trying to compensate there, it looked like, and a little too much as he walks 2 in a row. Now the bases are juiced. First, second, and third. You got McKenzie on first, Avila on second, McCollum on third. And the big Taylor Matheson steps into plate. He got on base twice today, one from an error and once from a single back in the 2nd inning. He's 1 for 2 on the day. Falsetti fires a strike in there. Looks like McKenzie doesn't really realize what's going on. We've got a couple of guys running in all different directions. It looks like McKenzie really did something good there, which we'll get into in just a second. I'm not sure if that was a planned play. If it was an excellently done. What happened was the bases were loaded. McKenzie takes off from first. There's no room for him on second, so the defense feels like they should fire the ball over to first. When they do so, the runner on third scores. So an excellent play there, well executed. Got the White Sox just a little bit frustrated there. So now we have runners on second and third. Looks like Matheson was showing bunt there as August McKenzie wound up on second base. The nice little stolen base there. So the Dodgers showing a little trickery out there. A big swing and a miss. That's strike 3 for McKenzie, for Matheson. So that's the first out of the inning, but not before they score one run. Ryan King, who's been on base earlier today, back in the 5th inning. Struck out back in the 2nd. He's 0 for 2 on the day. On a second base error back in the 5th. But King, a very aggressive hitter. Looks like he makes real good contact. Nice compact swing. Good strong player there. Has runners on 2nd and 3rd. 2 ducks on the pond, as they say. Falsetti, big pitch. Small chopper back to the mound. Falsetti wisely picks it up. No throw on the play. Didn't want to take any chances there with runners in scoring position. So that'll be a single. Like I said, you can hit the ball 300 yards. Actually, it was a foul ball. So King will head back to the batter's box. But, you know, like I was saying moments ago, you could hit the ball 2 feet and get a single out of it. You could hit it 350 feet and be out. So, you know, baseball's a funny game like that. So King back in the batter's box. Falsetti on the mound with the windup and the pitch. Great pitcher's pitch there. Again, low at the mid-shins. Got 2 runners in scoring position, 2nd and 3rd. King at bat. Just missing, low and outside. Trying to paint the black is Falsetti. We'll see if he can't bring it back across the plate here. He's got a little bit of tail to his fastball. Kind of tails away just a little bit. So you can see if he can't get it to tail back over the plate. So just missing. Ball 3, so it's 3 and 2. Full count here to King. Here's the payoff pitch from Falsetti. Ball 4 it is. So the bases are juiced for Alec Matthews. 1 out. Matthews steps into the box. Falsetti on the mound. First pitch high and outside, ball 1. It's crunch time for Falsetti. At this point, he has to bear down, throw strikes, get that ball over the plate. That's all he's got to do. Pass ball there, runners considering going places. Looks like King ended up heading towards second. They were going to try a little trickery play again, but there was a ball that got hit onto the field from a little rec game that's going on out beyond center field. So Matthews back in the box. Falsetti, there's the pitch, just misses low. That's a 3-0 count. Bases loaded. Alec Matthews at the plate. Strike 1 to Matthews. So time is called. Ryan King having trouble keeping his shoes tied over there. Looks like he's getting a little assistant from his coach, teaching him how to tie his laces the right way to keep them tied. So King back in action there on first base. I think he might need those shoes tied here as Matthews steps into the plate. That's ball 4 now. King over to second. That scores a run. Avila now scores a run to make it 6-2.
Hey, outfielder, get ready to cut home. Come on, ball to you. Cut off.
That's a correction. That's 7-2 now. So Falsetti back on the hill after walking in a run. Advances some runners here. So we got Matthews on first, King on second, McKenzie on third. Jacob DeLong at the plate. DeLong has had a very good game so far with a couple of singles out there. He's 3 for 3 on the day. Falsetti having trouble right now finding that strike zone, which is he's flirting with some in an awfully dangerous territory here. Bases loaded, 3-1. He just walked a pair of batters. He's actually walked 4 hitters this inning. I think if he walks one more, the coach might pay a visit to the mound. And a big swing and a foul ball by Jacob DeLong. I think DeLong doesn't want to get walked. I think he wants to hit this ball out of the ballpark. He's got a grand salami written all in his eyes there. I think he's, at this point, he's looking to take his hack. So Falsetti with the pitch to the shortstop, 6-4. That'll score a run. They got the safe out at second base. But not before another run scores. August McKenzie crosses the plate. Now it's 8-2. So DeLong with the fielder's choice. Runners on first and third, 2 outs. Ryan Merrill at the plate. It's like the White Sox are going to pay a visit to the mound there. The manager comes in, calls the infield in, and we'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll have Ryan Merrill coming up with runners on first and third. Stay with us. So we're back at action here after a short break. Coach just calming Falsetti down just a tad. Ryan Merrill steps in the box. Runners on first and third. There goes DeLong off to second. No throw. That was probably part of the conversation on the mound. Said, "Hey, look, guys, don't even worry about that guy. He's not what we're worried about." With 2 outs, they just want to get this hitter out. They're looking for a ground ball, fly ball. But in order to do so, they need Falsetti to throw the ball across the plate. So he's done so a little inconsistently here this inning. He's got a real hard fastball, a very nice tail on his fastball, but he's having a little trouble finding that strike zone. There it is. 2 balls and a strike to Ryan Merrill. Merrill did an excellent job on the hill today. Never faced more than 5 batters in an inning, so that's always a good outing. Most of the time it was 1, 2, 3 innings, so he had an excellent day on the mound. And he's had quite a bit of backup from his hitters as it's 8-2 here in the top half of the 6th. Foul ball out of play. There's a souvenir for the fans. So Falsetti comes up big with a strikeout. 3rd out of the inning, but not after 3-run score. Falsetti works himself out of a major jam. Dodgers lead now 8-2. We'll be right back. Bottom half of the 6th coming up. Welcome back here to the bottom half of the 6th inning. Chris Winkler leads things off for the White Sox. DeLong, the crafty right-hander. This guy's been throwing strikes all day long. He's still on the hill. Chris Winkler at the plate. Winkler struck out back in the 30s, 0 for 1 for the day. DeLong on the hill. Looks like he might be getting worn down just a little bit as he falls behind Winkler. After Winkler, it's Jafari, Supernant, and Clark, top of the order there. So this is a big, big out for DeLong. If he can get this first out, it'll be very important for him. DeLong with a nice pitch there. Looked like he just painted the black on the inside of the corner. The catcher did an excellent job of framing, but I guess the umpire wasn't fooled by that frame at all as Winkler advances to first on a walk. Here we go, top of the order for the White Sox, posing a comeback here. They're trailing 8-2. They need 6 runs or more in this inning to keep the game going. So Jafari takes the first pitch. Winkler on first, DeLong on the hill, firing strikes in there. pass ball. There goes Winkler to second, no throw. So pass ball, he advances. Now Aryan Jafari at bat, keeping his weight back, nice and easy there. DeLong fires the strike in. I think Jafari thought that might have been a ball. Nicely done by Jafari, just fighting that pitch off. That was a borderline strike, so he had to take a hack at it. There's a strike that DeLong was looking for. That's strike 3 for Jafari, so he goes back to the dugout. That's the first out of the 6th inning. And Braden Supranant enters the box. Now Braden walked and hit into a fielder's choice back in the 1st inning. 1 out, runner on second. DeLong fires in a ball. Coach giving signals over there to the runner on second. DeLong fires in a strike. DeLong really feeling loose now. He's firing that ball in there. 2-2 count to Braden as he swings and misses at a high heater. Strike 3, that's the 2nd out. Dodgers now getting real excited. They're 1 out away from this championship series. This is a 2006 AAA World Series, but he's got a formidable foe standing in front of him, Jared Clark. Clark, the heavy hitter, hitting in the 3-hole here, struck out back in the 3rd and grounded out to the 2nd baseman. You can just see the power in his legs and arms. Takes awfully big swings in there. Pass ball, looks like the runner's heading over to 3rd, Chris Winkler does. So runner on 3rd, 2 outs, Jared Clark at bat. Down by 6 runs. So Clark really just needs to get on base here. Base runners are all that they need. DeLong firing in another strike there. Clark unhappy with that pitch, or with that call rather. But at this point he needs to be swinging the bat. Here comes DeLong. Changes speeds on him with a big breaking ball. Strike 3. DeLong strikes out the side. There you have it, folks. What a way to end the 2006 AAA World Series. Dodgers win 8-2. This was such an exciting game, folks. The Dodgers came out of the gates really quick with two very, very quick runs. Ryan Merrill and David LeBaron both scored off of a double by Kevin Chambers. The White Sox took a little while. They chipped away inning by inning. The 2nd inning, the White Sox scored a run, as well as in the 3rd to make it a 3-2 game by the 3rd inning. It wasn't until the bottom half of the 5th and the 6th innings where the Dodgers really ran away with this. Making the final score 8-2. Dodgers are your 2006 World Champions in AAA ball here. This has been a George Langevin video production. I'm Scott Hall saying so long.
Minor AAA, White Sox for the American League, and National League Dodgers. We'll start with the awards for the American League. Number 2, Aryan Jafari.
Good job, Aryan.
Make sure they look for pictures.
Hey, Aryan, come up here. Get your picture. With the coach.
Number 7, Braden Soprenin.
Good job, Braden.
Number 12, Jared Clark.
Jared, great play at third, buddy.
Number 6, Thatcher Demko.
Good job, Thatcher.
Great game, Thatcher.
Number 3, Spencer Dixon. Number 10, Taylor Dinasta. Number 1, Greg Seda. Number 8, Austin Stefan. Number 4, Eli Chris. Number 9, Tate Becker. Number 5, Brandon Falsetti. Number 11, Chris Winkler. Manager Mike Soprenin and Coach Al Leda. For the American champions, White Sox. Now, the National League champion Dodgers and the World Series champion, number 3. Number 2, Ryan Merrill. Number 4, David LeBaron. Number 11, Kevin Chambers. Number 8, John McCullum.
Johnny, good job, John.
Number 10, Cody Avila. Number 9, August McKenzie. Number 7, Taylor Matheson. Number 1, Ryan. Number 6, Alec Matthews. Number 12, Alex Taken. And the manager for the National League Dodgers, Kim Merrill. Let's hear it for both AAA Division champions. We'll see you guys at TOC. Did I give them all? What does that mean?